Hi everybody, it's MJ from My Paper Journey. I'm back today with a quick share of just the process of how I made my little slow stitch mm, fabric charms for journals, junk journals. I had no idea what I was gonna do. I just knew I wanted to craft and do something. So I just started grabbing stuff and I go, oh, I'll make some charms for journals, for junk journals. And so everything I used is it just scraps. The first one I made, except for this one, it wasn't scrap. I used this ribbon that I bought a while back, AliExpress, and I hadn't used it. It's pretty shabby. Um, and it's kind of a stiff sort of cotton fabric. It almost kind of looks I don't know what they would use this for curtains, maybe. I don't know, upholstery. It kind of, I don't know, maybe they put some special sizing to stiffen it up, because it's not soft, it's pretty stiff. So that's what I use. I just cut a very small piece, cut both ends, because I wanted the cut edge so it'll fray. This one needs to fray a little bit more. So this is the first one I made, and I just sewed, and then I don't know if you can see where I just stitched, slow stitched and slow stitched all around, and I sewed on that little butterfly charm, metal charm there, and then I put the word smile, because I love flowers and butterflies, and they make me smile. So this is the back side. It's kind of raw, nothing special. It's just that it was one of those days I just said, oh, I want to do something, and I had no idea what to make, and so I just started making these, and they're time consuming, I'll tell you. For little things like that, they're kind of tedious, but that keeps me, sometimes when tedious things keeps me calm. Don't ask me why, but it does. Then I made this one, and then I used some of that lace that Dale gifted me, the lace fabric. It was a top. I'm sure she bought it at a thrift store, or maybe it was one of her tops that she no longer wear, but it was so pretty. So I just got a strip of it so I can use. The rest I put it away. But that's what I just cut a little piece, and you hardly need any supplies. So if you have scraps, use your scraps. Ouch, I just poked myself. And I just sewed around it, 3 sides. I didn't, and what I put in the center is, they call this cotton wadding. It's for quilting, I believe. They use it for quilters, but I have some, and this is just a small piece because you hardly need any material. But you can use felt as well. You can use that if you have those felt squares, those inexpensive ones that you buy at like a Hobby Lobby, Michael's, or Joann's. You can use those. I just happen to have the cotton wadding, so that's what I'm using, or that's what I used. And then I just put a ball pin on top so I can hang it on a journal page or somewhere in the journal, and I put the word fly and the butterfly, and then I just hand sewed some beads for the body of the butterfly, and the ball pin here on top. And these pieces I made out of a blouse that I cut up, and it was part of the cuff. So I cut the piece off in half, and then these I went ahead and I wrapped it around a small paper clip. I didn't use the large ones because the pieces were small, And so I used a small paper clip, and I just used some of my scrap of lace, and there's a little piece here of sari silk, and I put, because of the heart, the charm that I put there, I put the word faith. And then I kind of distress it a little bit to make it look, you know, kind of old and grungy. And then this one, I placed a charm, a little envelope charm, and then a little bead there. So I put the word read because it's an envelope. There's a letter inside that you must read. And again, I just use a small paper clip, and then I just put some lace here, and I use the distress ink around also. And this is the back. And this is part of the, I didn't sew that there close. I just wanted to show that it, see, this is part of the cuff. And then you can see all that raw stitching in the back, so slow stitch. So for those that like to slow stitch, it's very calming for me. It's very relaxing to slow stitch. So that's why I said, no, I don't want to use glue. I want to hand stitch them. So that's what I did. I only made these 4. And then I decided, well, why don't you, MJ, turn on the camera and share your process. Really, there's a lot of videos out there where people make different charms. I don't know if any of them hand sewed them or not. I haven't seen any, but I know there's all kinds of different versions, people making charms that I can't. It's been a while since I've seen any, but I just felt like making some charms, and I said I'm going to hand sew them. So I'm going to use a scrap. Let me see, I do have this piece of scrap of fabric. And maybe I'll use this. Make another one like that. I don't. Okay, I'll use the fabric, some of this that Dale gifted me. And like I said, you don't need that much. And if you want to know the size of the fabric, the width that I trim on this, it's like a little bit less than 1.5 inches. And then the length on this is 1.5 inches. It's almost square. Oh, 1.25 inches by 1.5 inches. So they're small. They're not big. And we don't want them big because, I mean, they're going on the journal page, right? But you can use whatever fabric, lace, scraps of material that you have. And make this one a little bit longer. And then when you cut a piece of the felt, this is cotton wadding, just cut up smaller than maybe like 1/8 of an inch all around. So let me go like this. Going to be a rectangle, and it doesn't have to be perfect, guys. And that's gonna go in the center of your scrap of fabric that you're using, or in this case fabric lace. I hope I'm staying. And you really don't need to pin it or glue it or anything like that to keep it in place. Well, it looks pretty, huh, in the front, but I kind of like this, so that'll be my front. This will be the, and then see, this is not even cut straight. I'm gonna leave it like that because I want the irregular, I want the shabbiness of it. So I've already threaded my needle ahead of time because I hope it didn't come undone, because I have a hard time, and I don't know what I did with my needle threader. In my needle book that I hand sewed, that I slow stitch, because it wasn't quite the color my color that I like. And it was the colors that my daughter liked, so I gifted her my my needle book that I made. So I already made a small knot, so I'm just gonna start from the top over here, and I'm gonna thread it through the inside first. And you just do a running stitch. Except that because this is a lace fabric, it's going to have gaps, because you know that's the way lace is. I may have to go around it twice. To make sure that it doesn't come undone. So those that already know how to hand sew or slow stitch, however you want to call it, it's the same thing. I think somebody just wanted to make it a little fancy thing, call it slow stitching. Well, I think the slow stitching, because slow stitching it doesn't have to be perfect. Your stitching don't have to be even. They don't have to be precise. You know, you can have one long stitch and one short stitch. Now I'm keeping it a little bit the stitching, I'm doing it kind of small because, like I said, it's fabric lace, so there's going to be open gaps that the needle may not catch. And the good thing about working with neutral and then you're using neutral thread, you really don't get to see that well, you know, your stitches, whether they're long or short. So I'm going to go around it again. So I'm going to pause it. I don't think you want to watch me do this all over again. I'm sorry, guys. I just realized when I was I already I went around it a second time, and I stopped here and I realized there might be some of you that if you watch this video, that you never hand sewn before or slow stitch. What I'm doing is just a running stitch, and you go in, out, in, and it doesn't matter. You can keep your stitches long or short. I'm keeping them a little short because kind of close together. Excuse me, my allergies are acting up. Because you know it's a lace fabric, and I just don't want this to come undone. Not that it's going to be handled. It's not like it's a jewelry or anything like that, or you're going to wear it. So that's a running stitch. You just go in and out, in and out. And I'm just going to make a little knot here. Make a little loop, and you draw your needle through the little loop. And you put it, so it makes a knot. So this is going to be a little bit longer than this. And then let me see, what do I want to put? Then I added I hand sewed that charm, and I don't know, what do I have here? Ooh. Ooh, I like that. Okay, I think I'll add that. So I'm not gonna put it straight. I like my things to be lopsided. I'm gonna put it in a little angle like so. Now I got my thread here and I don't want to cut it, so I'm just going to in between the layers, I'm going to run my needle through till I get to the loop there that well, let me move this a little bit. Maybe, let me see, where do I want this? Right there. So I'll get my needle and draw it through the hole there of the bail of that charm. And then I'm just going to tie it in place like 2 or 3 times, making sure I grab a little bit of that lace, the fabric there, so I can anchor this in place. One more. And I'm going to make a knot. And this doesn't have a another a loop there that I can sew this on, so I'm gonna try to get my needle. So I'm gonna run my needle in between the layers, and trying to get it to come out maybe like around here, so I can anchor it if I'm able to. Let me move this out of the way. There you go. Yeah. Oops. And I'm just going to put a stitch. I'm coming out through the back. And I'm using upholstery thread. I don't know if I mentioned it because it's a really sturdy thread. I think that's enough. So I'm just going to go in the back here and make a knot. And I'm going to knot it again. This time I went through the hole, the loop once, and I'm gonna do it twice, and that's called a surgeon knot. I forgot that on this one here I did. Oh no, I didn't. I thought I did a running stitch back and forth. I didn't, because you wouldn't be able to see it anyways on the lace. And I like this that's coming ruffling up. I like that. I guess I need to put a word, and I have these words that I printed. I printed some small fonts and then a larger size font. I think I'll put the word adore since it's right there. And you can make them with any fabric. I'm just using what I have in hand. And I like the neutral because then you can pretty much add it to any color, I guess. You know, and I just distress the edge. And I got me these, they're for needle cover, so the end, so you don't poke yourself. But I got tired of that pin, and I have such a hard time aiming and getting it on the tip there. So I finally broke down and ordered me some. I got those on Amazon. And let me see. Put the word adore right there. And it's very, very simple, nothing complicated. And then we'll have to put, do I have a ball pen? I don't have a ball pen, but I guess I can use a safety pin will still work, right? Oh yeah, I do. I just remember I got these over here. I created some charms already a while back that I haven't used, using ball pens. I just want a, do I have any that doesn't have anything? Oh well, just for now, I'll just use the safety pin. And where did I, oh there it is. And then I just pretend this is a ball pen. This is a small safety pin, so you can hang it on the page. And there we have it. Very easy, very simple, nothing complicated. Anybody can do this. And for beginners, this is like, and then for, especially if you don't have a lot of supplies, this is great for those that don't have a lot of supplies, because I think we pretty much all have little charms. This happened to be there. I really didn't plan on what I was going to put on there, because I was said, oh, I'll just put more butterflies, because I do have quite a few of those butterflies. But like if you go to thrift stores and you buy broken jewelry, you can cut them apart and sew it on. Like I did see this one didn't have the bail or hole there. And, you know, just improvise. But yeah, that's another charm there that you can put on one of your journal pages. That's my share for today. And hope you make your own. Make it your own. Use whatever fabric, whatever scraps of fabrics you have at home. So that's it, guys. Simple, nothing complicated. Hope you liked it. Hope you get inspired and make it your own. And I'm sure you can do a lot more. I just kept mine very simple. So that's it. Have a great day until next video, guys. Be safe and may God watch over you and your loved ones. Take care. Bye.